So two major signs, right? So Mrs. Donnelly, right? Here's your business cards. You got the equipment. There's no reason not to go forward in this. And then at one of your lowest points, chains are on the ground, the car gets taken away, questioning everything. And then the universe, the world opens up and says, "Hey, you got something here. You can help people tell their story." And that kept you going. So what did you do next? Like from that point on, did you reposition yourself and refocus, or what was the shift for you at that point?
Yeah, I decided to take a break. I continued working with Keisha Dior because I worked with her for 3 years, but she was the only client that I took at the time. And I decided that I would go back and learn what it means to operate a business, what it means to do marketing and sales. And so I took an online course, and the first online course that I took was a course called Earn 1K. And it's all about, it took me back to the basics because it's all about earning your first $1,000 and then how do you repeat that, right? And the teacher that taught that lesson, he talks about basically how, how to market yourself, how to promote yourself, how to build momentum so that when you do make your first $1,000, you just repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Now, of course, I had made $1,000 at that point, but I hadn't made it, in my opinion, the right way. And that's what I wanted to learn is how do I go back and do this the right way? Positioning was a big part of it. I mentioned that after Keisha's documentary series, I had positioned myself for that. That here I am. I'm the person that can create stories for entrepreneurs specifically, right? And she was the blueprint. She was the proof that this can work. It was also the time that I had invented road mapping because I went back to, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about road mapping, but I went back to understanding, okay, this documentary helped her make $1 million. Why? Why were people so drawn to her or to her product or whatever it is that they were willing to spend $20, willing to spend $100? Some of them spent $500. Why is that? Right. And that's where I begin to put the pieces together that if I'm going to position myself as the filmmaker for entrepreneurs, the person that can tell their stories, bring their story to life, what's the blueprint for that? Or what, as I like to call it, the roadmap for that? And so that's what I set out to do is to learn marketing and sales so that I can then continue to build the business the right way. It took a year to do that. I took a year off I just read a lot of books and I engulfed everything that I could about entrepreneurship. It took me a while to read E Myth, which was a great book. E Myth, I didn't read till much later, but that's how I begin to take the steps toward going in the right direction.